Hello everyone. When we talk about outcome based education, the first and foremost thing that we have to focus on is the curriculum. Now, why we need to talk about curriculum? Because education system revolves completely around the curriculum. Now we talk about a lot of things. We talk about the fishes can't climb trees, the monkeys can't swim, and so on and so forth. So many things, and the fishes should not be judged based on the ability to climb tree because they sound stupid, they sound foolish. That is not the way to do it. But having said all of these statements, when it comes to ground level implementation, we never really try to get into customization in the curriculum that a student really requires. Now, what do we mean by that? I'll just give you a simple example. We go to a restaurant, we order food. When we order food, we have two types of menus. One will be the thali system, and the other one is going to be a customized menu that you're going to order. What happens when you go in for the thali system that is being offered? There are fixed amount of dishes, the fixed kind of dishes which the restaurant will be serving, and you consume the same irrespective of whether you like it or you don't like it. And if there is a condition that you need to completely eat the food, you try to just get in, have something, try to get out of the restaurant as early as possible without having a good feeling for it. But at the same time, when there's customization that is being given to you, when you order the dishes of your choice, you obviously enjoy the food more. And when you enjoy the food more, you obviously tend to rate the restaurant a little higher. Especially if you also have an option in the restaurant to decide on the spiciness, the bitterness, the sweetness of each of the dishes, probably you would enjoy them the most. And that is where your 4-star, 5-star restaurants come in handy. But what happens in the education system? In the education system, we get into a fixed thali system. We don't give customization to our customers, who are our students. What do I mean by this? What I mean to say is, if a student comes in, says, I want to pursue BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering, or BTech in Civil Engineering, or maybe I want to pursue my Bachelor's in Science, we offer them a fixed list of courses, and that is exactly what they have to study. Maybe we give them elective options wherein they can choose one or the other subject. But having said that, what happens eventually? A student who is interested in learning embedded systems and not really inclined towards understanding the wave theory is forced to study electromagnetic field theory. I'm not against electromagnetic field theory, but the student is not interested. He does not have the option to customize the curriculum that he wants to study, what he wants to claim. Now, a student who is very much focused on embedded system, he wants to get into the PCB design, say he wants to get into microcontrollers, processors, so on and so forth, but is hardly interested in the wave theory, is forced to study the wave theory. Of course, an introduction to wave theory would be good enough. So, what I'm trying to say is the customization is not there in the curriculum. This is why most of the students lose interest in curriculum, lose interest in their higher education the moment they enter into it. A student who was working for 14 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours a day scoops down to a level of studying only 2 to 3 hours a day on the higher side when he enters the higher education. Why this happens? This is because he or she is learning a lot of courses which are not of their interest. There is no customization possible. This is why most of our students lose interest. And once they lose interest, obviously, we get into a situation wherein the amount of skill sets that are to be developed in that particular student goes missing. And when the skill sets are not developed, the industry says the students are not skilled enough to be employed. We have heard many people saying this. 80%, 85%, 90% of our engineering graduates or graduates in general are not employable. The reason is this. Unless and until we get into customization of the curriculum for the students, we will never be able to improve our education system. Say, for example, there is embedded systems, there is digital electronics which a student has to study. The same digital electronics course should be offered at 1 credit, should be offered at 3 credits or 4 credits, and should also be offered at 7 or 8 credits. A student who just wants to understand or feel that particular subject would possibly start off with a 1 credit course, then go on. If he or she is genuinely interested in that field, they would then take up a 4 credit course or a 8 credit course, and then they would evolve with the subject. They would gain mastery in that particular domain. And once they start choosing the subjects of their choice, obviously their performance is going to be at higher levels, their outcome attainment is going to be at much higher level. And once they reach higher levels of attainment, obviously the skill sets are there, the industry demands for a skilled employee, and this particular person who has evolved out of a customized curriculum is the one who is going to be really benefited. Now, how do we go ahead with customization? Every single subject that is being delivered should be offered in multiple credit levels. 1 credit, 3 or 4 credits, or 7 and 8 credits. What will be the difference between them? A 1 credit course would be giving only an introduction or an overview of the course, which is going to be about 15 hours approximately. In 15 hours, they learn what is that subject all about, what are the introductory components of it. They'll learn a few basics of it. If they are enjoying the subject, then the student should be allowed to go ahead, take up a higher order course, a higher credit course. When we say a 3 or 4 credit course, the evaluation methodology should be completely practical oriented. I'll come back to the evaluation methodologies again later in one of the videos, but as of now, we'll just talk about evaluation to the level of practical exposure. Then the third component, in case if a student is taking up a 7 credit or an 8 credit course, probably incorporating a project or a product development into the course will make the student more excited about the course, will be ready to put in the amount of effort that is required for the course to be understood. This has to happen at every course, and we need to give the students the flexibility to choose the number of credits in a particular semester, giving them a band of say 16 to 24 credits. A student who is more enthusiastic, more interested in learning would probably then go up to 24 credits in a year, in a semester, and then probably work even harder and get his degree with a larger amount of skill sets. Now, this is what is in need of the hour in terms of curriculum. How many institutes in India do we have which practice any of these processes? This is where we need to work on curriculum and improvise the structure of the curriculum so that there is customization in the courses that the student is going to choose. We need to have 160 credits for getting an engineering degree. Let that be 160. But the kind of courses the student chooses right from the first semester till the 8th semester, these courses should be decided based on the interest of the student. So, the first and foremost responsibility of the education system is to provide customization to the students in deciding their curriculum. So, now, having heard of all of this, let us see how we can take things forward in terms of curriculum in the future videos. Thank you. Please do comment, like, share, and subscribe. For more related videos, log on to www.dhirendra digital solutions.in. The link is available below.